Back. So today I'm going to show you guys the home page of our home screen of our chat app. So first I will be showing whether it's signed in. So I have given some details in it from the database and the password of it. Now I'm going to tap the sign in button, so you can see we have signed in successfully, and from around 1 to 5 seconds your all users appear on here. So let me show you the code of the home page. So previously in the sign up page, I have said that when you sign in, uh, it set a key and a string into the async storage, which we can take whether who are you from that from the async storage. Async storage is a database. It's a small database in your uh, phone that has every single detail that you have given in there. I mean, not everything. I mean, the key and the value you have given in there. So the value is a JSON I have given. So if you want to see the sign in video, I will put in the description. So we are moving on to the home, and what I have basically done in here, I have imported the async storage. I have imported the use vector and use state in the from the React, and I have imported this from React Native, and I have been using the vector icons in the from this front also. So let me show you where I have used the vector icon. You can see this is the vector icon. So what I have done is that I have made 3 states in here. First, we will talk about the design of our design is I have used safe areas, image backgrounds. The special thing in this design is that we have used a flat list. So I have given the data from the in the flat list as items, which is this state. Normally, if you haven't let's just say your default value is just the array without nothing inside it. So we will talk about before we go into item UI, we will talk how that flat list comes into let me show you guys into this position, where into this position. We will talk about that first, because how those stuff render into the flat list. So which means if those chats are if those users are appear in there, that means this has replaced from set item. So let's go for the set item, which is this. So this is a async function. What is doing by this is that first we're calling for the async storage, the set items in there, as we are calling it as from the get item. We're gonna get the item from the async storage called user, and we are gonna store it in the user JSON text, and we're gonna make a form. We're gonna make a form and putting that value into here. So what I have done in here is that you can take the users any value from users any information from here, and I have also formed a thing called text, which is that in this text input, when you change the text, okay, whenever you change the text, it renders, right? So whenever you change a text, it go for this function and taking your text, taking your current text and setting it to the set search text. the current text, and the function m, you're giving the function m the text too. So if you're going for the function m now, the function m in here, you have given the text in here, and you're gonna send that text as the text into the server side. So the next thing we have done is that we have called a request. We have sent a request, which is a ajax function in here. You can see it for this URL and in the post method, and we have bind that form into here. And we will talk about the PHP side now before going any things into here. We will go and talk about the PHP side now. So in the PHP side, we have sent it to the load user chat. Okay. So before also going to that, I have to show you guys one thing in the database, which is that I have actually made a block list. You can see in the block list. This is the block list. So the current users that have been logged in, that are who are we, is that we are the 8. You can see we are the ID 8. So in the block list, you have been blocked the user called the user ID that has the 36, which is this one. Because of that, I will show you where is the block list is the blocked users are in. You're going to the here and you're going to privacy. So you can see this is the blocked one. You can even unblock it from you can from that. For now we will go for the home. So in here you can't see it, right? You can't see the user. It's because, let me show you in the PHP side. First you're gonna take the user JSON text as the user JSON text, and it's when you in the async storage, what you have stored is a string, which is a JSON text. So what we are gonna do is that PHP language can't it can read JSON text, but if it is JSON decoded, then it transfer into a PHP object now. So I have again take the text also, and I have made the connection between the MySQL table, and I am gonna put a query in here. What I am doing in this query is that I'm gonna select all from the user where ID is not in this core. In this subquery, it check whether who is blocked or not. In this subquery, it gives the value of the users which are not blocked by you, and the ID is not equals to you, and the name is like the text that you have been given in let me show you in this text input. You can see it also successfully works. We're going to give you can see it successfully works. So what I have done is there, the value is nothing in the text screen. If the value is nothing, that means it's gonna call anything, which it's gonna call it gonna in the table. It's gonna search anything that has the value of space, and that which is not blocked by that user, and which is not that user too. We're gonna search it from the table, from the database, and we're gonna assign that whole result into the $sign table. First I will show you as an example. I'm gonna show you what are the result from this. So I'm gonna replace this as 8. and this as 8, and this as we have in the first time we don't have any text in here, so I'm going to replace as this. Okay, let's check now. I haven't given some informations in here. So the whole result is these 4, okay, because we have actually blocked the 36th one, that's why it don't show it. So this is the result. We have 4 users, so we are going to assign that in the table, and we are making an array. Dollars and PHP response array equals array. We have make an array in here, and we're gonna do we have put a for loop in here. So first it's $x equals 0, and then the $x is less than the num rows in the table, which is $x is x should be less than 4, and it should be the $x should be plus plus. So first we are getting the $sign, we are making a $sign user equals the $sign tables fetch assoc. So this means you're taking a one row from the table. So actually when this works, when this for loop works, you're taking the all 4 rows from the table. So first you're taking one row from the table, and then you're assigning it to the user, $sign user, and you're making a new PHP object, new std class, which means this is a PHP object, and you're assigning $sign array item object. You're gonna give a name as pic and the value as $sign user profile pic URL. So you can take the URL from here. You can see there's a URL. You're gonna take that from the first. You're taking the row, right? The first row, and you're taking from the first row. You're taking this, his name, his ID, and we're gonna put another search. We're gonna search that select all from chat. Where let me show you this tool. What happens from this? Let me show you that. I'm gonna add another one, and I'm gonna paste it, and we will say that this is 8. This is 8, and let's go for the first chat table who have been chatting here, which are 8 and 9. So we're gonna take the 9 in here. That means 8. This should be 8, and this should be 9, and same as this is also 8, and the other also 9. The first from here you can see he's checking the from here the table. He's gonna take this 9th user, the first row in that table, and he's gonna check whether he have any he's gonna check whether he have any messages. So you can see he has sent this much of messages, but we are gonna take the first row, only the first row of those messages. You can see if the $sign table 2 num rows I equals 0, that means if he didn't send any messages, we're gonna send a message called tap to start chatting, and we're gonna have sent a time, the time as this, and we have sent the $sign PHP array item object as the count is 0. So because of that, you can see in here, if I didn't chat with anyone, the guys who haven't chat, you can see in here that it has given the name and tap to start chatting, and the count is 0. So else, that means if you have been chat, we're gonna check take the we have put another query as select count name. Select the count name from chat, inner join. What happens from this query is that taking the you're taking these whole chats, this whole chat, but the status ID is equal to, which means you can see in status the ID which is 2 is unseen. You're gonna take that count with the unseen count, and you're gonna take the unseen count, or if there are one of here as the unseen count, if there's a one message that have been unseen, the count will be 1. He's taking the unseen count. You can see name equals unseen count, and order it by the date time in the descending order. So what happens from here, I will show you guys in that by running this one. Sorry for this mistake in there. I'm gonna copy this and pasting it in the ADSQL query, and I'm gonna give, let's just say I'm gonna give this as 8. Oh no, I'm gonna give this as 9, this as 8. Yeah. From this it says that select the count of the name from the chat inner join the status on the with the chat, which means the chats, the table chats, the column name should be equals the column name, that is status ID, should be equals to status tables ID, and whether to user the message have been given to me from the other person is me, and the other person is the from user. This means the receiver of the message is me, the guy who's sending the message is the name, the ID colon 9, and the name should be equal to unseen, and we are ordering the date time in descending order. You can see right now the count equals 0, but if you, let's just say you go into the chat table and you're gonna change a one thing in here, like just to say this as unseen, you're gonna put that as unseen, and then we're gonna run this one. You can see that it has now, the user haven't seen a one message, which you can also check by, I will show you from here too. It is real time, so you can see as one in here. So what I have is done by that, taking the unseen count, and in the second line in here known as the $ last chat, I mean you can take the last chat from the table 2, from in here, from this function. You can see what are the chats from those two guys, and you're gonna take the last message. That's why I have put the descending order in there, so I can take the last message, and that's why I have also given the descending order to the here, so I can see the last unseen, what is the last unseen messages. So what I have done is that taking that the first row. So when you put in the descending order, the first row is the last message that you have sent, and I'm gonna put it into $ chat and taking the message, the message and the message column, and storing it in the last chat too, and putting it into the PHP object as the name is the message and is equals to the $ chat, which is the last message in here. And same as I have make another and another thing I have made is this is the time. Actually, you can take from in here in the last chat, from the last chat row, the row that you're taking, you can take the date of that row, the last chat's date, and you're gonna convert the date time into the time as a string, and then you're gonna set it in this format, and we're gonna put it into the $sign. You're gonna assign it as $sign time str, and we're gonna put it to the object which has the name of we're gonna put it to the PHP object as the name time, and the string as this, and we're gonna make another. Let's say we're gonna take the unseen count. When you take the unseen count, you can see in here it has only one row in here, and the column is this. So if you take you're taking that small row, that only row, and you're gonna take the count name, which is the name of this column, and you're gonna take that column, the value in that column, and you're gonna from the $sign peach, from the PHP object, you're gonna give a name as count, and $sign unseen count, you're gonna assign the unseen count the value in the unseen the count name. And after that, you have made the array, right? You have made the array, and we're gonna put the push array push, and you're gonna put this is the array, and you're gonna put the array and the PHP array item object and you're gonna JSON encode it, and you're gonna assign it into the JSON response text, and you're gonna echo it. So in right now it's a JSON text. So you're gonna call it, let's just say you have 4 users, you're gonna call this whole thing 4 times. So you can take the every single user's information from here, and you're gonna send it to the other side. So that's why you can see there are every single user's information in here. The last chat I have sent is T in here. So we are going to the home function now again, and the things that we took from there, the every single the object that we took from there, the JSON text, we're gonna parse it and make it as the JavaScript text, and we're gonna set it set item it we're gonna set it into this state. Now before we call this function, it is a empty array, but after this function is called, you can see in here I'm calling it for in a set interval in 5000, because let's just say I will talk about this when I showed you guys the block screen, because I'm using this because of the block, because when somebody blocks someone, that's why I'm using this. I will talk about it in another video. For now, I'm gonna call this. Okay, every 5,000 5 seconds, I'm gonna call this, or whenever you type something in the text, also this is called. So whenever this is called, it set the value of here is replaced from this value, and from item we can get anything from that. It's now from the JavaScript object is now replaced. I mean, this items constant is replaced now. The before value is nothing in the array that has nothing, but after this is called, it has there are objects in this array now. So after that, we're gonna call the items every single every time we're gonna call the item. So whenever this change, it re-renders. So when it re-renders, that means when this change, that means it re-renders. Whenever it re-renders, the the render items are changed. So the render item I have given is that I have made another function. It's called function UI, and I have given this as so we can get anything from this state. So after that, the async function is called in there, it re-renders, and we can take everything in the state. So the function, the let's just say, how can I say it? In the flat list, I have given another design. So every time it re-renders, I mean, if you have three objects in there, it makes three. It makes this function. I mean, it makes this design three times. If you have four objects in there in the items, it gives four designs of this. It renders these four designs. That's what happened in the flat list. So what I have done is that I have made this design, and in this design you can take the item from that state, items pick from that state, and you're gonna put this URI because you need to go for the PHP site to take that picture, right? So that's why I've given this URI. And what I have and we have, let's just say, I have given another, let's just say, from your how can I say, so let's just say you have given, I'm gonna take the theme ID from your async storage user. I'm gonna take the theme ID. If the ID equals 1 or 12 or 13 or 14 or 6, somehow the count I am given in here, if it is equals to that, I have given the text, I have given the style.text1, and the text color is that. So the text color is for the in here right now is it is black. So if those are not equals to this, the style equals to text color 1 and text equals 1, so the color will be white. Why I am given in the here is that I have made another one called, let me show you, I have made another screen called themes. Let me show you guys that. You're going for the settings and you're going for the chat. Okay, from here you can select any photo from here. You can see if you can take let's take night. You can select any photo from here. That's why I have put that, so the theme ID will be in your async storage after you sign in. So let's just say you have a black wallpaper and a white wallpaper. So if you got a little bit darker wallpaper like this, the icon of this and this whole text will be white. But if you got a white wallpaper, you can't see anything when they are white. That's why I have put that state. If you got a white wallpaper, the text of these colors will be black. That's what I had to have done in there. So same as I have done into here too. So in here it takes the count, you can see in there, and the last message is taken in here. No, in here you have taken the name, the time has been taken in here, and the last message is taken in here. So after that, every single time it's re-render, right? So you can see that's why whenever it is re-rendered, you get these users. So if right now, if somebody is if somebody made an account, if somebody logged in, I mean, if somebody made an account, there will be another item in here in the flat list. So after that, we're gonna talk now. We have talked how it has rendered, and here you can see it set the profile picture in here. I mean, not the profile picture. From this function, let's just say from this function, what it does is that the default value of user is nothing, but after this function is called, it puts the every single information of the user into the user state, and we can take any single value of any single thing of the user from this user state. That's what I have done in here. You can see I took the theme ID. That's why I put that function. I especially put that function because of that. And what is done by here is, and now I will go for this part. So what happened in here, if we give the start as, let's just say, if we didn't use a use effect and just give start, it renders continuously. It renders. That's why I have given use effect. And what I have done is from here is that I have given a set interval in here, right? So it calls from 5 seconds to 5 seconds. But if I go to another screen too, it still calls. That's why I have given this specific line to disable the every functions. I mean, before you go to another screen, there's a worker in here. The worker ID is 0, and then after this function is called, the worker ID becomes this set interval. But if before you go into another screen, what I have done is that clear the worker ID, so there's no set intervals after you go to another screen. If you come back to this screen again, this will be continuously going the set interval. But after you go into another screen, it will be the clear set item will be destroyed for a moment. So the last function is h in here. What happened in h is that you're making a constant object in here. Okay, you're making an object, and you can see that we made it in the item UI function. Why we made from the item UI function is that every single time the item is rendered, we can take the item's ID from it. So what I have done in here is that making an object in there and putting the name as the current. Let's just say you have the first item, and he's taking the first item's name. You have the second item, he's rendering the second item, and the second object, he's taking the second ID from it. If you have the third one, if in here it renders the third one, he's taking the third person's ID, and the name and the image. He's taking those three, and then when you tap, I mean, the h function is called. The x function is called when you touch. Let's just say when you touch a user, the h function is called, and you're taking this to the object, and you're gonna navigate into the chat, into the chat screen with taking this object. I will show you in the next video what happened from this small object, why we put that object. So for now, I will show you when we tap what happens. I'm gonna tap into this function of this user, and we're gonna inside that user. Around from 5 seconds, he loads every single chat. We're gonna back, and we're gonna tap this user. You can see I didn't text anything with this user. That's why it doesn't have it. It don't have anything. So that's it for about the home function, home screen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So see you guys in